Hello, the voice and visuals of Amber welcomes you to Grammar in Action number 10. Yes, we continue with pronouns, and if we have a very quick recap, we've already seen personal pronouns and demonstrative pronouns. And then we also know that pronouns replace nouns. So therefore, in every sentence that we show you as an example, the pronouns have to act or perform one of the functions of a noun. And that's exactly what you have to keep remembering, that pronouns replace nouns, and therefore in every sentence in which they appear, they will be either acting as the subject of the sentence, the object of the action verb, the object of the preposition, or sometimes the complement of the to be verb. But of course, those wouldn't be too common. Now today, we take up reflexive pronouns. And reflexive pronouns are pronouns that actually are going to act as objects. They will never be the subject of a sentence, because it's very clear, it's come from the word reflection, meaning the action which is done by the subject or the doer, is also reflected back on the doer himself or herself, meaning the doer is a sort of a receiver of the action that we talk about in a sentence. And every reflexive pronoun ends with self. Self for the singular number and selves for the plural number. So let's begin with the first example. Ramendra missed an easy shot. He cursed himself. So here the subject is a noun, Ramendra. Who missed an easy shot? Ramendra. Ramendra missed what? He missed a shot. So shot is also a noun, acting as the object of the action verb missed. But here in the second part, the second sentence of the first example, he. So he is a pronoun which has come in place of the noun Ramendra. So he cursed himself. So he is what kind of a pronoun? It's a personal pronoun replacing the naming word or the noun Ramendra and acting as the subject of the sentence. But then the action verb is cursed. So this is the action verb cursed. He cursed who? So after the verb, after the action verb, we ask the question, whom or what? So he cursed whom? Whom did he curse? Himself. So the act of cursing done by the doer is actually also reflected back on the doer himself. And that is why it is called a reflexive pronoun. So himself, therefore himself or herself, is the third person singular reflexive pronoun. Let's see the third person plural reflexive pronoun. Sudha's parents blamed themselves for missing the flight. So the parents of Sudha, they missed the flight, and whom did they blame? They blamed themselves. So you have parents over here, the naming word or the noun acting as the subject of the sentence. So the noun subject, and the verb is blamed. So whom did they blame? Sudha's parents blamed whom? So whom did they blame? They blamed themselves. So themselves, therefore, is the reflexive pronoun acting as the object of the action verb blamed. Now let's see the first person singular reflexive pronoun, that is myself. So obviously, if it is myself as the reflexive pronoun, then the subject has to be I. I, the first person personal pronoun in the singular number. I was quite pleased with myself for the way I played. for the way I played, said Roger. So Roger Federer played a match. Maybe he won it, maybe he lost it, but he was happy with the way he played at this age. So he said, I was quite pleased with myself. So I was pleased. Now I is the subject, is the personal pronoun I. With is your preposition. So with is the preposition. I was quite pleased with, and prepositions are always followed by objects. So with who? With myself. For the way I played, said Roger. So myself is also a reflexive pronoun in the first person, singular number. Let's see the fourth example. We congratulated ourselves. So if the pronoun is ourselves, then the subject that it is going to replace would be the first person plural we. So we congratulated ourselves. So the verb, the action verb is congratulated. We, who congratulated? We. So we is the first person plural personal pronoun. We congratulated whom? Did we congratulate our opponents? Did we congratulate our friends? No. We congratulated ourselves. Ourselves. Each other. Now each other is also a kind of a pronoun that we will do later. Alright? That is called the reciprocal pronoun. But here we are doing reflexive pronouns. So we congratulated whom? We congratulated ourselves. On what? On the success of our annual function. So ourselves is the reflexive pronoun. Why? Because it is actually receiving or reflecting back the action of congratulating. So we congratulated ourselves on the success of our annual function. And then one vocabulary or also grammar point. Whenever we use the word congratulate, there's one very common mistake that we make. We tend to use, and that's a wrong tendency, it's a mistake. We tend to use the preposition for. I congratulate you for coming first. Or I congratulate you for qualifying, the entrance test. Alright, no. I congratulate you on coming first. So you congratulate somebody on his or her success or achievement or feat. F-E-A-T. So feat, F-E-A-T, feat means achievement. Okay, so we congratulated ourselves on the success of our annual function. So we had performed a remarkable feat. That is, the annual function was a huge success, and we congratulated ourselves on the success. So we congratulate somebody on his or her victory or success. So we congratulated ourselves. This is also a reflexive pronoun in the first person, plural number. And let's look at the last example. Do not be too hard on yourself. See, whenever I go and conduct a teacher's orientation program, I always tell the teachers, you do your best. You be very sincere, but then don't be too hard on yourselves. Because your expectations would be that, okay, all the kids should be progressing, at the same speed, but that's never going to happen. So therefore, don't be too hard on yourself. So do not be too hard on yourself. Your students will surely improve. The principal encouraged the young teacher. So the situation is very clear. A young teacher tries very hard or has been trying very hard, and then maybe when a couple of children do not perform as well as he had expected, perhaps he feels very dejected or disappointed, and then the experienced principal consoles him, encourages him by saying, don't be too hard on yourself. So on is the preposition, and who is being hard on himself? So that's young teacher. Alright? So being hard is a sort of action which the young teacher is doing, and it is actually directed at himself. So do not be too hard on yourself. So yourself therefore is a singular second person reflexive pronoun. So do not be hard on yourself. On is the preposition, and every preposition is followed by a noun or a pronoun. So in this case, it is followed by the reflexive pronoun yourself. And in the same way, if somebody is talking to a group of people or several people, the principal may be addressing a number of teachers, then he would have said, okay, dear teachers, my dear teaching colleagues, do not be too hard on yourselves. Your students will surely improve. Have patience. Alright? So that is all for today with reflexive pronouns. And again, next time we will do the fourth kind of pronouns, but then pronouns that end with the suffix self or selves, but then used for a totally different purpose. Okay, so we'll be doing self-selves pronoun of another type, alright, in Grammar in Action number 11. But that would perhaps be uploaded on Sunday or Monday, because I leave for Ahmedabad and Vadodara to conduct English language teaching workshops for teachers over there, and also for introducing the tool for English course book, that is Integrated English Course Book as per the NCERT guidelines. And the tool is the book that I have actually authored, The Magic Carpet. Alright, so I'll be going to Vadodara and Ahmedabad for that. So see you then after I come back, and hopefully it should be on the coming Monday or maybe even Sunday. Till then, take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. God bless.